Hi everybody. So how many of you squat every day? And I'm not talking about like going to the gym and doing squats. I'm talking about Malasana, the pose itself. So a lot of us, and myself included, stay away from that pose, and I did for many years. Now I realize why I did, because I had 4 tears in this labrum. So trying to drop my hips down was not a comfortable position. So I learned some techniques during that time that are extremely valuable to everybody. So today, what I'd like you to have is a blanket for the knees, and you'll see the more you watch these videos how big of a proponent of props that I am. Use them. Your body loves them. So we're going to have one blanket folded similar to this, and you can use pillows or towels as well. And this will be at the back of the mat. And then you're going to have the blanket set up for the knees. And then I'm sitting on my blocks right now, but we're going to transition in a moment, and I'll have the blocks on either side of my 2 blankets. So this little sequence will be walking our hands back to our feet from downward facing dog to Malasana, squatting. And I hope that this is something that you could start to incorporate into your practice every day. So this is extremely helpful for pelvic floor health, for your deep core line, and of course your hips. So let's have some fun and play around with this little sequence. So we're going to come off of our seat, and we're going to transition to quadruped or tabletop, and we'll just put our our blocks on either side of the blankets here. And when we set up our quadruped, you're going to make sure that your toes are just tickling this back blanket. So just like we do every time we come into quadruped, starfish hands, suction cup to the mat. We're squeezing our upper arms, holding an imaginary beach ball, pressing through the thumb and pointer finger to stay connected through the internal rotation of the lower arm. The core is strong, and just do a quick check to make sure you're not sinking your manubrium down or sinking into your shoulders. We're neutral, and you're not pulling your manubrium into your spine. We're neutral. Okay. So we're going to turn our toes under. Take a moment here. When you're ready to inhale, you're going to think about your breath moving through your body. On the exhale, you're going to contract your core, engage your core. On the next inhale, you pick your knees up to bear, so hover them off the floor. On the exhale, the hips pick up and the heels push back for downward facing dog. And I've got my arches and my heels on that blanket for support, and I'm really trying to push my weight back. Now we're prepping the body for movement, so we're going to tell this right hand to hold you. As you push into it, you're going to bring your left hand back, and then the right hand matches. Shift your weight forward. Tell your left hand to hold you. Feel it happening. Bring the right hand back. Take the left hand back. Push your weight forward. Now you're going to alternate each hand as you come back to the point where you can get your blocks in front of your toes. Your heels are on the blanket. And we're going to do just a little work here. So still parallel feet, hip width distance. We have a straight spine. This is Ardha Uttanasana, or half fold on a blanket. On the next exhale, you're going to complete the fold to Uttanasana. Keep the knees slightly bent. On the inhale, you're going to push away. On the exhale, you're going to fold. We're going to do that 3 more times using your breath. I'm not really pushing into these blocks very hard. They're just an extension of my arms to keep me supported as I work through the back line of my body. You can see that my knees stay slightly bent. I'm not trying to force the legs to straighten. So as much as you need to bend them, bend them. Good, come back up to your half fold. Now we're gonna widen our feet up, maybe a step on either side. It just kind of depends on how broad your hips are and how often you squat. You'll see my toes are turned out at like a 30-degree angle here. I don't need to turn them way out. A lot of times people will overturn them out. And then we're just gonna draw a little smiley face with your rump on the wall behind you. So taking your butt, shifting it over to one side, back through center, over to the other side, as I'm bending my knees. Trying not to create any tension in my shoulders here. Now when you are ready, you're coming back through center. I pretend I have magnets on my butt cheeks as I draw them back and then squat down. So I like to bring my elbows on the inside of my knees. I bring the palms of my hands together and I'm trying to upright through my spine. So a lot of times we see this curving and arching. That's what we're trying to get away from. Using our strength, okay? So you do not have to stay here past what you're ready to be here for. So when you're ready to come up, on my way up, I don't really like to use my blocks. You could, I would move them forward. I tent my fingers. Then I'm going to hinge forward, take my toes and bring them back to parallel, feet back to parallel. So now I'm gonna crawl my weight forward. First, I'm gonna bring the right hand forward, left hand matches, shift my weight forward. Left hand forward, right hand matches, shift. Right hand, left hand. Now I want you to push back, downward facing dog. Keep a bend in your knees if you like it. Just notice how this feels. When you're ready to come down and take a quick break, you're gonna think about the inhale floating you up onto your toes. Shoulders go over wrists, knees come down. Stand up on the knees. Take a quick reset with whatever feels good for you. I always recommend doing a little knee march. And then we're going to come back down and do it one more time. So we take ourselves to tabletop with the toes tickling the blanket. Hug our beach ball. Find the integrity of the torso. Turn our toes under. Okay. Take your time. Prep your body for movement. So the first place we're going to go is bear. So we're using the inhale to make sure that we're stable. Then we exhale and activate through our core cylinder. Then we inhale to pick the knees up equally. And then the exhale pulls the hips up and presses the heels back into the blanket behind you. Now you're going to tell the right hand to hold you, to bring the left hand back. Right hand matches, shift your weight back. Left hand holds as the right hand comes back. Left hand matches, shift your weight back. So you'll see that I'm taking my hands in small enough places to where I'm not leaning to one side to make my way back. I'm keeping everything very strong and stable. Take the hands back to the blocks or hands on shins if you don't have blocks. So we're going to just do a gentle IT band, which is from the outer hip to the knee. Release on either side. So place the block on the outside of the right foot. The heel is still on the blanket. The toes are off. We're going to bend the left knee facing forward. We're going to extend through the right leg. So the heel is pushing down and the hip is elongating. We're going to take the left hand to the outside of the block, or to the block on the outside of the right foot. You could place it on the calf as well. And you're going to begin to turn your manubrium open to the right. So I'm twisting from that thoracic lumbar junction. And then you can bring this right arm up, but say you have a shoulder that doesn't want to do that, just keep the hand at the back. So the right leg is extending as the left knee bends. Then you bring the right hand down. You start to bend the right knee, come through center. I like to do a little front knee pumps on both sides. Okay, and we're going to take the block to the outside of the right foot. So my right knee bends forward. My left leg is extending. I'm pushing the left heel down as the hip comes up. You can bring the right hand on the outside of the left calf or to the block on the outside of the left foot. Then I'm trying to open my sternum, my manubrium to the left, twisting through the thoracic lumbar junction, and then maybe the left arm up. Then the left arm comes down. I bend through the left knee. I'm back at center. Here are my blocks to help just keep me uprighting. Now we're going to widen the feet up a little bit. Okay. Same little dance, side to side. I turn my toes out for my Malasana, my squat. When I'm ready, I stop at center, pull my butt back, and drop the hips down into Malasana. Uprighting through my spine, trying to keep my head in line with the spine. Breathing. Noticing how this second one feels. You can see this is really good for ankle flexion here, but definitely use that blanket and lift it up as much as you need to. When you're ready to come up, you're gonna tense your fingers. You're gonna push down through the feet to lift through both legs equally. Bring the feet to parallel. And as you're walking the hands forward, you're making sure that your pelvis isn't shifting side to side. You're trying to keep it really stable and secure. You're going to bring the hands to the point where you can shift back and take your final downward dog. Noticing how it feels. Maybe the legs are a little straighter. But what's the back doing? So if the legs get straighter and the back arches, no bueno. You want to bend the knees and push the chest back. When you're ready to come down, floating up onto the toes, shoulders over wrists, knees come down, and then we take a seat. We do a quick check-in. You close your eyes, scan the body, notice how you feel. I hope that was a fun little way to get yourself in and out of Malasana, squatting. Try to practice that daily and see how your hips feel. I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste.